Yeah, not a.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. It's just a friggin' frustrating. Let me go to my. Hang on a second, everyone. We're live. Oh no, not that. I don't want that. They moved my thing around too. It's like down at the bottom now. I don't like how they moved it. It's like everybody's moving stuff on me, and I hate it. It's like I hate it. I hate it. There we go. All right, we're up and running. We got that going. That's up. That's up. That's up. A lot happening. It's a busy week though before we get on airplanes, and I got like back to back to back to back travel, and it's all that kind of.
The the race sounds fucking awesome though, and then yeah, I can imagine the stress of rifles only on top of everything after a race and all the fucking website stuff and
Yeah,
yeah.
well, and they're doing so. I mean, we like, hey, what's up? We got a bunch of like prize last minute stuff, so the prize stuff is just pouring in, and we got like 7 rifles, I think, to give away. And then the site, the Hide, is doing a rifle giveaway with Springfield. They revamped
Hmm.
that 2020 that you have, that
Hmm.
Waypoint, and now it's like a heat seeker, and it's like I don't know, it's got a different chassis system and a back end, so we're giving that away on the Hide. So it's like coordinating everything for rifles only, and then coordinating for November 1st for the Hide stuff because they have Black Friday and Thanksgiving, so people are doing giveaways pre-shot show, and then like I don't know if you saw Seekins is posting on that rifle, and he said ours will be on, or the one he's sending me. I don't want to speak that he's sending you one, and he probably is, but
I asked him I because I as soon as I saw it, I was like, when can I get my hands on one? And it's kind of like you
yeah,
guys are gonna
yeah,
get one, you guys are gonna get one, you got I'll get yours out, but
yeah. He's
so I
sending one
I
to
think
me.
I think so.
This well, and there's two. There's the long action sick and the short action sick. He sent me the short action stuff today. Everything media wise that he put out is the long action sick. And that comes apart with the 2 takedown pins. You take that first pin out and it drops the magwell, and then you change the magwell for the magazine you're going to use, and then it like you pull the second pin and the trigger group comes out, including the trigger will come right out. So
I saw when he was designing it, like the little videos,
yeah,
but I don't know if he, I mean, maybe I just, you got the
well,
treatment and I'm a harassing
yeah, well,
getting,
he's been texting me and he's been sending me
yeah.
stuff, and
Yeah,
so he
yeah. I
said,
mean, he like the
yeah,
pictures of all
yeah.
the stuff, but
So that's been
yeah.
really good. That kind of getting in on the Seekins stuff because Glenn's just a rock star and a genius,
Hmm.
and so it's going to be nice because I mean it reminded me when he was showing it to me that very HK, HK 93, HK 91, pulling those pins out and then having that lower group just drop away and then sort of having an upper. But with a bolt action, the upper is the action. So we're not used to seeing an upper that's an action. So it's really unique that he's going bolt action like that in what he's doing. But let me move this over and then I'm gonna mute it. Hang on really fast. Yep, there it is. I had to get on. Hey Robbie. Hey Frank Chrysler. Hey Robbie, what's going on? See Robbie there. But no, so yeah, I mean it's got neat stuff happening. But like everything, the Leica stuff came in yesterday, late last night at 7 o'clock. So I have 2 units. They sent hunting scopes. Originally I thought they were gonna send one of the PSRs or the PRS scope they have. but they sent
Yeah.
two of the same hunting scopes and then two units for us to put together and do video on for Leica. So we have these really small, brand new, state of the art design for Leica thermals that are clip ons, but they clip onto the scope because they're so small.
Hmm.
And then they have like the TACOM HQ Charlie Tarek unit. You know how the prisms almost magnet to your scope if you want, or you could put the prism on the rail.
Yeah.
This is very this attaches to the scope, and there's an attachment that goes on the scope. So
That's
so they
nice. Yeah,
yeah
that's really good. I'm excited to see him.
they sent
Dang.
they sent this guy over. These are the scopes they sent. The 2 to 15s. They're sort of these little
Mm.
smaller huntings. And then the unit, and I didn't do an unboxing yet because I'm packing and
Yeah.
and I don't want to open it outside of like video, but this is the unit, and these have a built-in laser rangefinder, but they're really
Yeah.
small.
So nice.
Yeah, they're really small and light units, and that's the whole thing is for Leica wants these to be sort of like pull it out of your pocket and clip it on, and you're always thermal night vision capable. And it's got day night switches for running for day, running for night. But yeah, I'm super psyched to
My
do the
God, that's gonna be
Leica.
prairie
Um,
dogs.
and that's the funny thing. I'll film some prairie dog. They weren't interested in animals up front. They want us to highlight the accuracy, moving it from rifle to rifle, and just the on off ability of this unit to not cause zero shifts.
Well,
And
let's get
so,
hand warmers. We'll tape hand warmers to the targets,
yeah.
and we'll shoot the steel with hand warmers in the
Well,
middle and
and they
see.
even, I have filters too. I know I have some downstairs that I grabbed from an event we went to, but I have some of those uh stick-ons for thermal. There's like
Hmm.
these thermal
Gotcha.
yeah, I have that too. But definitely we'll get hand warmers as well and we'll play with that. But the nice thing is I like that they're promoting the precision of the system and how
Yeah.
well it will do, as far as the accuracy and as far as, and it's supposed to be like no setup, a one button push, so you don't have to go through the typical setups that you normally see with thermal, pairing it to a scope and picking menus and zeros and things like that. So we should be able to skip menus and zeros and things and go straight
That sounds
to like,
badass.
yeah, shooting. And that's it, man. It's meant to be this little UFO looking thing. It looks like a 1960s spaceship because it's got like fins on it, like a circle and fins.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's supposed to be just like attach it and go. And I
Attach
think
it to
that's
your
awesome.
drone.
Yeah, exactly. I
Uh,
mean,
um.
it's meant to be a monocular as well. So you could use it as a monocular and then clip it to your rifle and not have to do anything to your rifle to get it to work.
And is it recording it too? So it's got the.
Uh, I believe so, but I don't know the level of recording these ones. 90% of them record a ton. So I'll have to see if it takes like a micro SD card to record. They
Mhm.
usually do. I don't know. I didn't see that part of it because they were touting that it's a brand new state of the art build for them coming out of Portugal. It's in Leica's own factory. It's using a European thermal chip that is one of their proprietary, like, how China has their stuff, Europe has an equivalent, and it has a name I don't know. It's like IVEUND. It's an acronym, I believe. But they have their own. European based thermal chip, and it's supposed to do things like I say. I don't want to say unique to, but to the point of no setup. So it's
Mm.
supposed to be basically you can use it as a monocular and then just clip it onto your scope, and there's no change required for you to,
Gotcha.
for you to plug in or to do anything. And then because it is their attachment to the scope, there's no zero shifts. And so
Yeah, that's fucking awesome because then we could go rifle to rifle, and the commercially available ones with the range finding is a little bit sketch, but if we could literally have it provide a range and we just dial elevation, if it's live range, that would be fucking nuts. I'm psyched
which
to
I
see the
think it
HUD.
is, because the DNT behind me is a live range. The DNT has live ranging, and that DNT is a $2,000 unit in their higher end unit, and it has the active video for color. Then it has the thermal element, and then it has a live ranging and ballistics built into the DNT. Now, I like I said, I haven't opened it because I want to do it. I've read on their website because there's a Colinox 2 website that, but I hadn't gotten that deep and seen if it's live ranging, other than it says it's a laser rangefinder to 1,000 yards,
Yeah,
and some of the features.
you
But
imagine you put that right on your Burris. It'd be crazy.
right, well, and that'll be one of them that I will take a third party scope and just pair up the diameter, and then we'll do a third party as well. Since we have the two Leica scopes and then the two units, I'll get one of the rings, and we'll move it to a third party as well, just so we can see it. But the other thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I forgot to mention this when we were out at the range, um when I was in Ohio, Mike, he's on right now. Um, Mike Medico was talking about the magnets messing with the lasers. So, like the Armageddon gear has 6 magnets in it.
This
And
this one,
right. And so they're saying that the cases that are magnetically closed are interfering with the electronics of the lasers in terms of direction of fire in the ballistics
just from this distance,
from being in there, and the magnet affecting the
but
compass.
affecting it out. Oh, like just period. If you threw it down, it's altered the compass.
Yeah, just putting it in. Just carrying your binos in a pouch magnetically sealed is altering your compass. And he
We
took
could
them
test
all.
that.
Yes, I wanted you to know if something you can see, because you have all that and you can look at it. Um,
I don't
uh,
use the magnetic compass, and I openly talk about that with coaching and in classes that when I years ago I had a series of conversations with Nick Vitalbo,
mm-hmm.
and he was talking about, and I don't want to say too much just because I don't know how much was crossing certain lines, but the the margin of error on the magnetic compasses for all the devices that we're using, publicly available ones, is pretty significant.
Ah,
Um, so they don't. If we had a bunch of devices and we zeroed them, they wouldn't necessarily give us the same azimuth.
well,
So
and that's what, yes, and I wanted to look at that, and I meant, because I had brought the laser out to show the guys, I meant to ask you and to kind of nail you down, but I would, and Mike's on the hide and he's posting. Yes, he says yes, it's scrambling up the compass. And I get what you're saying, that the beam is way too wide. for
Hmm.
accuracy to be anything more than
Well,
your.
but it's not a beam issue, it's a calibration issue. There's a the standard deviation of syncing them up was it was significant enough where you couldn't talk somebody onto a target and it necessarily even be in the same field of view for binoculars. So the idea, because I'll tell you why I brought it up because I put it on social media when the SIG first came out with the azimuth in the HUD. That was an instant fix to talking somebody on target because you could say 270 degrees, 500 yards, XY. That's all you have to communicate. And they
Right, right.
look. But the error between two devices was such that they could potentially both be calibrated, but off enough to not even be in the field of view. So you can't walk somebody in with those devices reliably, but they were linking to hunting apps so that you could put a mark on where your animal was. Except that if you did that, the margin of error was so big, you'd probably end up just walking around the woods lost, saying, I'm right here. But the distance direction, because it can't be calibrated that much. Uh, and so they asked me to like, let's
Not
not
say anything. Yeah, that's not talk
well,
compass, right?
let's not make a big deal about this is the ultimate use for this because that would be the ultimate use. I mean, that
Well, that's what
honestly,
I thought was kind of the what you were looking for beyond the declination was to have the compass in there to talk someone on an NRL hunter or a team match. And
exactly,
right,
exactly.
so to me that if you got a compass in there, I want the freaking thing to be right to talk to you. And so I think we should look at the various ones we have worked in. Like, I know the Vectronics has the chicken dance, and there's even the patch. Like, I don't know if Laura's on and she can run me up the patch. It's right downstairs by the back door. But the Vector X binos will tell you when they're out of calibration. A chicken shows up, and you're meant to do the chicken dance and spin your calibration. And I believe they're doing that because Vectronics and the Europeans take the compass seriously. And now it's coming out, like I said, that maybe, the US side isn't. And now that's where you're saying they told you to kind of
Yeah.
ixnay on the.
Well, because it has a lot of features, but I said, fuck all the features. Like, you don't need ballistics, you don't need shit. You need a azimuth and a distance. And if you could laser with an azimuth that's accurate, game over. Um, because shooter spotter or team communication is completely eliminated other than two values. But the error, I think, even when it's synced up, right?
Mm-hmm.
The error, I'm going to make up a number that I think feels okay, except I'm not quoting anybody. I want to say 20 degrees of error. It was a big error.
Right,
Like,
right. Well, I'd like to look at the compasses and look at the difference between the binos, calibrating them, putting them in the Armageddon pouch and then taking them out and looking at the calibration and then comparing them, knowing this might be a thing they're not thrilled with, but at the same time, I want to know. And then, like Mike coming up to me and saying he pulled all the magnets out of his pouch because he saw he was pulling his compass out every time and the or pulling his binos out every time, and his compass is wrong.
you got like a Faraday bino pouch. I think that'd be a great video no matter what. And I've got all those big magnets from my magnet thing test.
Right.
We can just bring out bigger ones and just see like, can we, if it doesn't work, we could try to like myth bust it. Like, well, how much do we actually have to input to get it to go? Because the calibration, I think it's a great test. It doesn't matter. And it's not throwing anybody under a bus. It's just saying, look, we didn't think about this ahead of time. Although
Well, well,
Tom's
because
a
that's a
ranger, so he knows he knows magnets are going to throw off a compass, but the the electronic compass, it won't affect your range finding, and people
No, but
that
it
know how to
affect your
navigate aren't
ballistic.
going to use the compass anyway.
They're so invested in the Earth-based problems in their ballistic calculators. AB is 3%. So
Hmm.
AB's doubled the Earth base results. So if your stuff is off far enough, it's going to affect their results if they're using the compass as part of their solution, which they
Yeah,
do um because of Coriolis. If they turn that on, it's
sure.
going
And
to
the wind too.
right.
20 degrees, you're going to talk about like a 25% shift in wind speed from actual to effective
Yeah,
wind. So maybe no it could be 30% different. So, instead of a 12 mile an hour wind, you've got, 9 mile an hour wind. Um, if your compass isn't actually pointing in the right direction that it thinks the wind's coming from.
right. And that's kind of where I want to look. And like Mike's saying, there's 6 magnets in that Armageddon pouch.
Well, now you have more excuses why
Right. Another reason why you
you
missed.
missed
I get
it.
it. Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, what the
totally.
fuck? My
Totally.
bioelements, that's magnets. I'm not going to take the magnets out because we're going to test it.
Yes, I'm not, like I said,
But
I'm not
we'll,
taking mine out, but
although somebody might say, if I've had them in here, then they're already ruined.
no, 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 but it's
Um,
it's it's just basically they'll wreck the calibration. It's not that they ruin anything. It's just if you're calibrated, put them in the pouch, take them out. Now you're not calibrated again. You calibrate them, put them in the pouch, take them out. They're not calibrated again. So he's
right.
saying that it's changing the direction.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I
not
think it's an
it's not
awesome test.
right. It's not wrecking anything. We're not saying it's breaking. It's he's just saying it's
Oh, yeah,
inaccurate.
yeah. Right. But I do think that would be very easy to do at our range because we have designated targets that are distinct and small, and we just rotate through and do different treatments. And then we could put it in once and put it in two times and go,
Right. Well, and my question would be with the correctly, because I don't use it either like you as much, but if I correctly set up the software so I get an answer. Like I'm not I
Mhm.
most of the time my lasers are on range mode and not ballistic mode, you
Yeah, I've
know?
never used ballistic mode,
I don't really
um,
either, but I'm
like
wondering if
on
I put
purpose.
if I put ballistic mode on, and like for sure we could do it with the Gunworks because I do have some of the ballistic mode in the app for Gunworks.
Hmm.
But if we put ballistic mode on, if we take it in and out and change direction of fire, will it change the solution? So if I'm facing this way, I calibrate, I get a solution, and it tells me, you know, 2.8. If I
Hmm.
put it in the pouch and pull it out, does it say 2630? I'm wondering if the compass, like we just imagined, it has the potential to change the ballistic solution by 2/10 plus or minus.
Right, right. But the thing that hasn't been mentioned is anything that's electronic is going to have a magnetic field too. So if you keep your phone in there, it's going to do the same thing, or any
Right. So I'm
other
wondering if they're if
electronic device. So if you've got a watch, if you've got a cell phone, a
right.
battery pack, you've got a ton of magnetic fields that are around you, probably more than the ones in your pouch. So there's a lot. I mean, if they saw their binoculars getting interrupted, it could be the magnets, but it could also be a lot of other stuff that we carry around with us.
Well,
And
Mike's pretty good. I believe he checked it into out and not having other things in the way because he pulled all the magnets. So he
mhm,
went through the process and he does the videos on the hide with the 6 arc as well. So he's definitely a methodical person that I wouldn't think he skipped a step,
yeah. Well, I've
but I
seen like, the shit hot alphabet soup type like bragging about their land navigation, and they have a lanyard with a clip for their compass that's magnetic, and they're just fucked. And
Uh,
I mean that kind of stuff.
yeah,
It can happen easier than you think. Just to have something odd that has a magnetic field. A lot of little clips that you get now could be magnetic, and if you don't test it on a compass, you wouldn't know. But everything that you've got on you
yeah.
nowadays is kind of at risk for having a.
Well, Benny Cooley's on right now, and he just says he's seen it in scan mode become uncalibrated, and it throws off the inclination as well, because the inclination and the compass, I guess, are tied. And so the problem with the compass coming uncalibrated during scan mode also. So he says compass also throws off inclination. So I would take Benny's
Well, yeah,
word.
that would be yeah,
Yeah.
the ballistic solver for that would be totally screwed up then.
Well, and that's
And
what we're saying is like Chris and I generally don't use the ballistic solvers in the compasses or in the binos. We just get a range and we do everything else in our head. So we're not relying on the software to that degree, but I would switch everything over to ballistic mode and look at it for sure because I'm just getting a number for a range and that's all I care.
and we have so many. I mean,
Right.
we got the Gunworks, we got Vortex, Sig, um, the
Vectronics.
Vectronics, shit. I mean, that would be really fun to do too, because we just
Yes.
do a round robin and see what's off and how much is it off.
And I even have my Zeiss here. So I have Zeiss RFs behind me. They're the older model, but I have the Zeiss RFs. We have two pairs of the Vector X's. We have SIG 10K Gen 2s. You have your SIG stuff in the Vortex. We have the newest Gunworks, the BR4,
You know,
and
what would be cool is if the thermals maintained their calibration for distance
uh
direction, and the Garmin stuff, because that's getting its data from GPS. Which one can maintain its precision in the field in a reliable way, so we could test other types of things that are giving us that data.
Yeah, and we should because, like I said, I sort of mentioned it the other day when I was out at the range with you, but you were busy with those guys. And then because I had brought my binos out, I meant to kind of tie you down and say, "Hey, we should look at this." And then I was too busy shooting prairie dogs and fucking around to the
And
side. And
I brought them all out for those guys because none of them came with binoculars. So
right,
I've got them just sitting out here. Next time we go out, I can even, well, shit, we'll be busy at Rifles Only, but shit, I could bring them down to Rifles Only. We could test it in Texas and test up. It'd be fun to bring something that we could compare, zero
yeah.
DA to
hmm
6500 DA.
Well, and some of the ammo and stuff, I mean, we'll bring some of it down and take a look at it. I mean, you'll have numbers and everything because you're just bringing the AI, right? So you'll have
Yeah, yeah, this one,
yeah. So
it's ready to go. It's just sitting there.
bring the 100 grain and look at the 100 grain difference there to down there and see if it slows it down, see what it does compared to here. That's a good because that's 5,000 feet DA. I mean, the worst Rifles Only is on the DA is 2,500 and we're right around 6,000 right now. So we're doubling the DA to go
Shit,
down.
when I was there last time, it was minus 200.
Yes, it's usually
Yeah.
it's winter, and it might be as low as 100 or sea level. So I mean, when it's 90, it's like 2,500, and it's kind of been hot down there. I would bet we'll be just at 1,000 feet DA. So we'll have a 4,000 foot change to look at. And that 4,000 feet is usually the dividing line for DA to make an effect. It's the 4,000 feet plus or minus. It's the 200 feet muzzle velocity plus or minus. Usually moves you into the next, um, you know, bracket.
Man, I'm excited to get down there. I wish I was going for the whole week too, but
Yeah,
damn,
like we
it's gonna
got
be
like I
so
said,
fun.
we got the race. I'm all packed up, and then tomorrow we hop and go to Phoenix and go do the race. And then even my cousin Chris, who's probably watching, he's there, and we were not gonna have a chance to visit because we're just in hotel race out Texas. You know. Hey Brad, how are you? But yeah, so like now everything has to be lined up. So when we come home from Phoenix, it's throw it in the truck and drive to Texas, because we got so much shit we got to bring, we got to
Yeah.
drive, and yeah. But no, I just thought that was pretty darn interesting that Mike came up in Ohio and mentioned the uh and he's saying, what's he saying? Yeah, he keeps so
Yeah.
Laura has the binos he has the Kestrel in the bino pouch. Terrapin Bluetooth Kestrel AB, and the Terrapin is in the bino pouch. Yeah, I want to see too, because Laura had because the Vector X's have a Kestrel pouch in the Vector X pouch. So I do want to look at the compasses for all of it too, like, because I mean we're so electronic heavy, we're so, you know the magnets in the case, the thing. Let's see what it does with the solid state. Let's see what it does with these different tools if
Yeah.
we are getting an effect and we just never thought much of it.
Totally. I mean, I love gadgets and I love playing with them, but when it's time to shoot, I don't use many of them because there's so many issues. And laser rangefinders I use for the range only, not
Yeah.
ballistics. And that's just because I've seen things unsync, uncouple, give weird data. But if there was a way to do it and not have those issues, but the industry just isn't developing it with precision in mind. It's more of a general, like, oh, you're facing west. You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay.
Which I mean, that's a good to know. And honestly, if that's the case, the compasses would almost be better having, like, 5-degree increments instead of every degree, and just give me every 5 degrees, give me a general idea of which way I'm pointing.
Right.
If they're not that accurate to begin with, why are you breaking me down into 1 degree if you're telling me the accuracy of that 1 degree is 10 degrees? I'm making up numbers, but if that's the case, if 1 equals 10, just give me 10. Don't give me 1. But if
Yeah.
if 1 is equal to 3, well then give me 5. You know.
Yeah. I mean, the arguments for, a lot of times, we push heavy in the analog gravity ballistics craft win method. And then the other side saying, numbers, the calculator, you can't outthink a calculator. But if the calculator has random 20 degrees to its ballistic solution and a random
Fucking
elevation because of
I mean,
magnets, so there's like this high
I'm going to
powered machine that's just giving you nonsense to begin with. Um, and if you can think around it, which is everything that we've been pushing for, is we need to be thinking through our shooting, not going mindless in our solutions. And when we depend on a device like that, it's too easy to have solutions go wrong. And there is error in those solutions. So even though they're very good at doing calculations I can't do in my head, I bet my head's still better than a group of those things, because if there's 20 degrees error in their compass and that's feeding their firing solution, no wonder people are missing and going, my Kestrel said this.
Well, that's what I mean is and this is what I was saying the other day with the blind reliance of these guys adding 4/10 of spin drift at 1400. It was 1385 and they're putting 4/10 of spin drift in, and I'm like, my head's, and it's like, to see the blind reliance in certain gear, and it was like, why, there, it's just kind of strange to me, but I get it because people buy it, they want to use it, and then they say, I got this, I have to use it, I'm going to have it. And even if it's lying to them, levels are another thing that lie to everybody, because nobody manages the analog level they put on their scope. They throw it in and out of their bag and on the car, and then you'll walk through and see half of them are off calibrated. In my classes with Mark,
Oh shit,
90%.
I got a pile of them. Yeah, hang on a
Right,
sec. I'm gonna go
but
get
I'm
some.
saying
Yeah, they're
ninety
all off.
percent of the levels on someone's scope was off to their reticle.
Hmm.
And so it's like you don't manage your level. It's an idiot light. It's not some magic solution. All it's telling you is something's wrong. But if you don't manage it, you don't know what's wrong. You're just blindly following this thing that says you're off. And I used to, I mean, I have a shitload of photographs on my phone of people taking shots at my matches with their levels off. And even Wade
Hmm.
Stuteville, when Wade won my match, I just so happened to have a lot of, I mean, I knew he was doing well, so I was taking pictures of him and I was purposely going up to him, and I would see his bubble level was off when everybody was jumping in on the bubble levels. And I'm like, photograph. I'm like, gee, you got that level. He paid $160 for it, and it's wrong. And it's not even pointing right. And to me, that's what I notice with a lot of people is Mark's putting scopes on the fixture, running them on a plumb line, and the mounted level doesn't match the reticle.
Hmm.
And because it's a single screw on a round tube that's got a slick Cerakote on it, and it
Yeah.
moves when you bang it around and you don't pay attention to it. I mean, you look at like Vallejo's rifle when he put the two levels, one on each side, because he knows that if you watch the left side level all the time, you're going to steer left. So he put a left and right on. So he tried to balance it, but he's got two levels on his rifle. Really? Inside 1,000 yards, you need two levels that are paint marker to the nth degree. Because if he knocks one off, he needs to know. But it's like, if you're driving the rifle in movement, in motion, and then you go and look to the left side at your level while you're in zone, you'll move to the left. And that's what they do. They peel off and they look at it. But anyway, yeah. So levels are another one that they blindly follow and never calibrate. So I'm wondering how much of these electronics that require a compass for a solution is being knocked off and not being managed like they don't manage a level.
Right, right. But the answer is, which is like too bad. It's like, well, the people that are buying these, like, they're hunters. They don't need that much.
Well, but it
And
proves
and
my
it's like,
point that this
I
shit
can't
don't
believe it,
matter to the they'll argue with you that it
Yeah,
matters to this nth degree, and it's like, well, clearly it doesn't because your shit's off and you hit.
right.
Your shit's off and you're doing well. So clearly the error that we're talking about is meaningless. It's noise in the system, but you're adamant that you need to spend extra $100 to solve that problem that you've just
Yes.
proven to all of us is a meaningless problem because your shit's off.
Right. Well, there's a lot more to pay attention to than, yeah, that stuff
Well,
really. I
and
mean,
that's I mean,
when it matters, like
that's part
by
of
the
the
time it matters, yeah.
right, but that's part of the early arguments with a suppressor was it was another thing to manage. I don't want to manage my suppressor coming loose, and the ones that locked in weren't accurate enough or had shifts. So a suppressor was another item on their rifle to manage. It's like, I don't want that. I have to manage it. But you'll throw a level on it. You'll throw this on it. You'll throw the electronics on it. Is it off? A little bit, right? No.
So this one's even, and this one is the bubbles all the way on the side. So
Yeah.
if I like, so they're, which one's right?
Yeah.
Probably neither. But when
And
one's the other one's on the one side, and when the other one's even, the other one's on the other side.
The double bubble. Firm believer in the double bubble and checking them regularly. Double bubble. Gotta love a double bubble. I'm a double bubble
You need
guy.
more than double because these two are both off. So you
Yeah.
need like probably a whole
Four.
rail of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ye-
and then maybe if you can line them up so that they just curve all the way across, you'd be like,
Yeah.
one of them's going to be level, so you
I
just
was
shoot.
watching a Star Trek the other day and they were in their sort of warp tunnel trying to. Oh, no, it wasn't Star Trek. It was Fantastic Four. They were in their warp bubble hyperdrive and the Silver Surfer chick was coming after them. And so when he shot straight at her because they're in the bubble, it it does a loop, and it misses her. So what he did is he shot on the bubble and he curved it into her and he used the curve of the bubble to get the Silver Surfer chick. So don't go straight at it, use the curve of your bubble. That's what I
But
recommend.
it's the bubble trouble.
Bubble trouble. He's like, double bubble trouble, which the double mint chicks double the trouble.
Yeah, I could deal with some of that trouble.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I think oh, here I got another bubble. I'm gonna put this on here. We'll see. This one should be better. All right, which one is right?
I got to switch my glasses. That one pinches on my head.
Well, according to this, these two are both wrong. So we need more than three bubbles
All right, so there you
to,
go. You need more than double bubble. You need at least double bubble to the third power.
yep, we got middle, halfway, super canted. Which one's right? You just need enough so that the whole spectrum is covered and then you
Right.
just shoot. Like,
You
not
need
my
well
bubble was good.
what you
Which
got
one?
to
That one.
you got to find the left bubble that touches the left edge of the line and then you put your right bubble the one that touches the right edge. So you have to go through all the packages
And then
and
they
then
cross.
yes. And so you need your calibration bubble, the calibration bubble. Then you have to go to the store and look at the package and then pair the calibration bubble so you have a left one and a right one and then put the left and right together so you have to match it to your calibration bubble and then
If you put two on the front of your bell, when they cross, it'll magnify your image, and all of a sudden your target will be clear. But without it, the bubbles won't be lined up.
right.
So you got to have them on
Mhm.
the front, and then you get on your target, you're like it's blurry, and then you start leaning it, and then they cross,
I
and
want
bang, because
you
you'll only be able to see your target when it's
did you
level.
I got to see if I got one. Did you ever see Oh wait, no, that ain't it. Did you ever see the movie The Jerk? I got one.
Hmm.
Remember, like, I'm gonna do the thing because you know how people like with glasses like me, and in the jerk, he invented the assist the glass thing.
I don't know. I just know that like I inherited his music technique.
Wait, wait, wait. So here, I'm gonna do it. So we need to like invent like the jerk. Hang on. So then I can have like my little thing to get my glasses and stuff. So, but then the problem was everybody had the bridge of the nose thing, except they would look in and it made everybody cross-eyed. So everybody who wore the jerk glasses looked cross-eyed. So that's kind of what has to happen is you need your bridge of your nose for the jerk to level.
Hang
I
on, I
did.
got the ultimate. I got the ultimate. Um, I got it, Frank. You're gonna love this. I guarantee. I just need a string. Um, I need a string. A rubber band will probably do.
Did you
Are you
ever see
making
the one
gems?
Did you ever see the one I invented? Somebody's asking um about the a plumb line. So I invented this a long time ago. I took a dope card and I created a plumb line and then there's the plumb line on the dope card. So you would line up, there's the plumb line. It's hard to see. See, you could just barely see the line is there. There's the plumb line on your dope card. This was like the best invention I ever came up with. But then, yeah. So I have a dope line, a plumb line on a dope card. But then I took it one step further, just like with somebody there, one of Kyle or somebody. I added a win flag to it. So there's my win flag with my plumb line on your dope card. So that just shows you how innovative I am, and that I was to the next. And just so you guys know, this one I invented this in 2020. So this was in December, October. Actually,
I invented
it's
this in
it's
2025.
it's 5 years ago. 5 years ago to the week I did this. 5 years ago to the week. That's how like our minds are. The Akashic record. We were in sync. So like that Akashic record is spinning around in space, and it goes into my head and then goes into your head and then connects us all. Plumb lines. Genius. So
Am I canted?
yes. Because it's in front of your right eye. Now you're canted the other way. See, if you can't tell if it's like dead in the middle of the bridge of your nose, it's good. But if it's leaning in one eye or the other, it's not good. So you have
Hmm.
to make it so it lines up perfectly in the center of your nose. And then if you're leaning
I
ever
got it
so
in front of my shooting eye.
yeah, exactly. So you know. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. We're looking at the unintended consequences of having too much electronics and metal shit, that everything requires a compass. And yet now we're finding out none of the compasses in any of our electronics hold calibration or work. Yeah, look at that.
See,
That's
it's
perfect.
parallel to the wind knob
Right.
or to the parallax. I'm like, oh, look at that. If it's parallel, it's not canted. But uh-oh, it's forming an angle. Oh, I'm not canted. All right, guys, you're going to see this at all the matches.
Okay. Thanks, Robbie. I got you. What is that? ShamWow. Yeah, ShamWow. I should do the ShamWow thing. I'm answering some of the guys. They're right, man. We are like the ultimate ShamWow people. You know, you're gonna love my nuts and that kind of thing. But totally ShamWow. Wax on, wax off, on, on, off.
So
Right?
you have to
That
have both eyes open, otherwise you won't be able to see
right.
that it's not parallel with the parallax knob. But there you go.
Yep.
Analog, bubble level,
Analog
and a
bubble
hat.
level to go with your gravity ballistics and craft win, which is analog. So all you guys that are watching this in Ukraine right now who don't want to turn electronics on, but you're watching this on the computer, your phone, analog solutions for your Ukraine unit.
Hmm.
We could
Paperclip,
do, yep, paper,
string.
yeah.
You could hang a potato off of it.
Oh, dude, the inside of 550 cord is like magic. Pull those
Hmm.
strands out. You got enough for 5, 7 friends, however many, right?
Thread it through a little baby potato, and then you could cook it later.
They love potatoes over there. That's like their
Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
potatoes everywhere. You can hang it
Mm-hmm.
from your hat. You're gonna have to
Potato
have a hat though.
potatoes and mushrooms because they're all in those friggin' bunkers and basements with shit over the top of them, so nobody knows they're there. So it's potatoes and
I bet
mushrooms.
you could
All
smell them from everywhere. You're like,
smell them. That's funny. But yeah, so that's what we're working on. We got a lot of travel going on. I got a lot of stuff. Rifles only next weekend. We're gonna be live from there. I'm probably not going to have a Wednesday night live, but we'll have a Thursday live. So next Wednesday won't be live next Thursday, and we will be at Rifles Only, final Sniper's Hide Cup. Everything is cruising through, looking good. Products are showing up. It's gonna be a high-end prize table, like nice stuff. 7 rifles to give away, at least 7. I got at least 7. I mean, so much stuff. Um, Swag's coming in already. I went old school, long sleeve, writing on the sleeve t-shirts for the match. Front rifles only. Back Sniper's Hide Cup finale 2025. But long sleeve t-shirts. When was the last time somebody went to a match and even got a t-shirt? Did they still get t-shirts? When was the last time you got a
Yeah,
t-shirt?
but they do like sun shirts and I'm not a huge fan of like tons of the sun shirts, but the long sleeve sounds fucking awesome.
But do you have to buy them or do they give them to you?
That's a good question. I think they give them to you at NRLs, and I think they give them to you, don't they? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I'm
That's
going
why
to
I'm
compete
asking.
this year, so we'll see.
You don't see
But
as many people going around with match shirts like they used to, so I don't know what they do for match shirts over there.
I'm going to wear the Sniper's Hide long sleeve both
Yeah, yeah,
days.
but I'm saying like currently, I don't know what the current method for everyday matches during the week are for t-shirts. Anybody in the chat going went to a local match in the southeast recently? Do they give you a t-shirt? I don't know. So I can't answer that. But anyway, that's my question. But I did nice shirts. But Laura's been doing really great posts on Facebook and stuff to promote all the sponsors. A lot of great companies stepped up. Oh, match shirts are still a thing. They still give them to you. Good, good. Okay, I didn't know. I hadn't seen any that stood out, so I didn't know if they were still doing them. Like nobody ever said, "Oh, cool, look at the shirt I got," because we always made a big deal about our shirts.
There's one for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The well,
So
that
I didn't know.
um. Well, I'm psyched to wear it, but all your stuff's good. Man, the green sweatshirt that I had, with the
Mm-hmm.
logo on it. Man, I love that. But Louise took it from me because she loves it too, and
There's more
they
down there.
wear
I
their
sent.
sweatshirts every day. August was wearing the one at school today,
Mm-hmm. I wear mine.
and now that it's cooling off, it's
Yeah, it was 23 degrees this morning waking up here.
mhm,
That's.
fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
So got a race, Halloween, come back, blast Texas, shenanigans.
Yes.
I'm gonna bring the Springfield pistol,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the AI, and the riser, and then see what kind of shenanigans we gotta do. Atypical fundamentals.
Yes. So cool, man. I don't know what but yeah, that we'll just do an hour tonight, guys, because we're both busy and got some stuff I'm packing. I got that and we're leaving. But we just wanted to pop in and do our usual and give and we won't do 2 hours like we did Sunday. Dude, that 2 hour Sunday morning got a ton of views. That was like a really good one. And
Oh, it was so fun.
I cut a piece of it out and I reshared it because there's like several little like 3 minute pieces that we can cut out that have good replay value that I've been spreading around the internets and telling people.
Nice. I stayed
Yeah.
up all night last night, so I'm like deer in the headlights, kind of spaced
Oh, we
out.
slept, man. I was out like a light, man. I was like, Pew! And then I
I,
got up
I need to
early
sleep tonight.
and I got my new glasses. So I went and got the glasses done because these ones. So like, here's a weird thing. So I have a bunch of these brand glasses. They're like O something OVO, but they're spring steel and they move. And I was noticing like with my everyday glasses, my right eye, like I won't shoot because like my right eye doesn't work. It's always blurry. It's always like something with my right eye was messed up. And it come to find out, it was the spring steel moving and knocking my right eye has the stigmatism out of focus. So it was always in a slightly different location in front of my eye and messing with my vision. So like I'd have to like purposely like get my right eye to work. Well, I went and got new glasses last week, and my right eye did change a little. My left eye didn't. But because I went to the eye doctor, they're like 3 weeks before your glasses come in. So as soon as I got home, I went to Oakley and I ordered a pair with my prescription in it, and they came like within 4 days. And so I got my brand new glasses, and I'm pretty psyched because these are solid and I can see better, and they don't flex now on me when like my right eye stays in focus like it's supposed to. And then I purposely went and got a little bit bigger lens.
Those are good frames, though. Those
Yeah,
look
they're
good.
very yeah, they're good. And then they transition and they're progressive for me, but they transition to green lenses. I got like an emerald green.
Oh,
So they
nice.
yeah, so they turn green and shit. So I think that's cool.
And
But
when you got your wizard staff, you could
I
be
got
like,
oh, dude, Laura,
when
I
I
don't have it. Laura's got the picture. So she was talking with Lisa last night, and they took a picture of me dressed up all wizarded out because I'm going to bring it to Texas. I'm bringing the wizard staff and the cloak. And so I tried the cloak on. I didn't even open it, and Laura was all like, chomping at the bit for me to get the cloak and try the cloak on. So I put the cloak on last night. I had your wizard staff, and she took a photograph of it and sent it over there, but I don't have it on my phone. Otherwise, I would show you. But oh, there it is. She sent it. Here it is.
oh, you gotta text it. Or yes, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
yeah. You just
I'm
need a
gonna be.
slinged
I'm
rifle underneath that cloak.
right. I'm gonna be a wizard at Rifles Only next week. So I'm bringing my wizard cloak and my wizard staff that Chris got me. And so
Man, it should be a Halloween themed rifles only thing. We
well,
should
it's
everybody
it's the
should
Marine
dress up
Corps
in
birthday,
costume.
really though, because it's the Marine Corps 250th birthday that week.
Does that mean you have to be in like either naked under the cloak or in ranger panties or something?
Oh, I got I have they gave them to me at Major Land. They gave a set to Laura, but she thinks they're too small. She hasn't tried them. The Scout Sniper Association, the red, white, and blue rifles and Scout Sniper logo shirt I have, like the green
Hmm.
one. I have
Yeah.
Ranger panties in those. So I have the
I
red,
mean, they're
white.
too long if your nuts don't hang out. So I think that sounds like they're perfect length.
Yeah, but I have Scout Sniper Association Ranger panties. So I have those
Nice.
that they gave me a set of. And then but yeah, so we'll have all kinds of stuff. So that's where we got to drive down to Texas because we need room in the vehicle to carry everything down. Got to bring Starlink down, got to bring camera equipment down, got to bring rifles down, got to bring your stuff down, whatever else. You're probably going to have to run to Mile High and pick up some certs from Diane and then fly them down with you maybe. So before you
Okay,
come,
yeah, easy.
yeah.
I just like, and I don't have to send a rifle with you. It's just harder to fly with a rifle
No,
than
I mean we could
throwing it
take it.
in
You
your
just got
if
to
there's
bring
room.
it.
But
And
yeah,
Laura's vehicle's got room. It's
I
just, I
have
mean,
a
I got them.
Pelican, but that's big. I'll
No,
just put it in a
I'm
soft
only
case.
putting the rifles in soft cases. I got soft case here if you need it. But I
No, no,
just
I
put,
got tons of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just put them in the soft case. I don't want a hard case.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, so that's what's going on, man. We're doing all kinds of magic. We're doing all kinds of wizardly things. We got the wizard going on. We got thermal. We got new stuff. We got holidays. We got races. Go Larson. We want Larson to win it all. Larson. Heavy vibes for Larson. And we'll be at Phoenix all 3 days. And then Monday we're flying home. And then Tuesday we're on the road to Rifles Only. Wednesday night I should be there. And then Thursday, Friday till Monday or so we'll be at Rifles Only, or Sunday.
Yeah, I fly in Thursday and leave Sunday, but as soon as we land Thursday, Patrick and Ed are they're driving in from like Houston or something, and they're gonna come through Corpus Christi, and then we'll
And
just
pick you up.
come
Yeah.
straight to Rifles Only. So
Yeah, it's an easy detour because it kind of does a little, like you said, paperclip hook and all that. But I'll bring something for your 8-year-old son. I got a lot of shirt and a lot of swags. And I got small sizes for me, so I know I sent 2 boxes, like big, like 3-foot square boxes of swag down with Lindy. So there's a lot of swag from Sniper's Hide that was left over. So we'll be giving away swag there. There's a good prize table. There's a lot of we're right in the 100 shooter zone. We lost a bunch of military people because of the shutdown, government people who were coming. We lost a chunk of them due to the government shutdown, but we're still at the 100 because we had like 130, so we're still like right at 100 people. Um,
that's awesome. Yeah, it's
yeah,
gonna be so
yeah,
fun.
yeah, and I didn't
Old
want really much
school.
more. I didn't want many more than 100 people. We want it to go easy and not have to catch up and fight a crowd. Might as well make
We're
it so it
starting with
just
a 10
flows.
mile ruck march.
Yes, from the gate you got to run, and it's a sprint. It's not a. It's a ruck sprint. So anybody who misses the time, you lose a stage. So you have
They're
to
just
come
out.
from, yeah, so you have to come from the gate with a 60-pound ruck, and then you have to drop it within like 3 minutes. Otherwise, that's like a stage penalty.
And rope climb up the tower with it
Yeah,
on your back. And
with it
if you
on
don't,
your back.
there'll be rocks on the bottom. So if you fall off, you just smash
Right.
into the rocks.
Spikes. No, we're doing punji sticks. It's a Vietnam in honor of Jacob Godfreyson. So we're gonna have a Jacob Godfreyson stage where you'll have to jump over a punji, the spike pit, and if you fall, you'll fall into a spike pit.
With
And
COVID in it.
yeah, but poop. We got to put poop on everything.
Okay.
So that's how that they did that. So um,
Perfect.
yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being part of Snipers Hide Lives. We love bringing this stuff to you. This is the direction that we're going. Again, we're going to be at Rifles Only. We are going to be live from Rifles Only. We will probably, for you guys who are on YouTube and X and Facebook, we will be on Snipers Hide Live because we're going to be live with firearms. I cannot be live on YouTube. I cannot be live on Facebook. X sometimes lets you get away with a little more, but I will only be live on thehide.tv right there. That's where we're going to be live coming from the Sniper's Hide Cup. I'll bring the opening ceremonies live. I'll bring stages live. I'll bring some wrap up and prizes live, but only on the Hide for next week because we'll be playing around live with firearms and we can't do that with other social media. So there you go. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. And
All right,
I
I'm
will.
gonna see what the kids made for dinner.
Yeah. Ooh, that should be interesting. Probably mac and cheese, dude. It'd be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't smell anything, but I'm so out of it. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. You know, when it feels like your head's like buzzing,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I get it. I get it.
okay.
All right, dudes. I'll talk to you later. Out.
No.